Hello, it's Rebirth Legend here, and checking out an anti-mage game for our dear friend Sterkelee. Oh, Sterkelee. It's amazing. Alright, we'll show the post here. Alright, been trying to improve on AM, have 150 games in, which is I'm pretty decent AM. Today, though, I had a tough game where I had no clue how I could have won the game. I need some insight from a good AM player. Basically, had a free lane, had a pretty decent time on my battlefield, around 15 minutes, because the enemy had a lot of single target spells, Bane, Bloodseeker, blah blah blah. Could fuck me up while pushing Linsteads to get on Lincolns for Manta. It's an okay decision. Is this the right decision, or should I have just built Manta, Bash, and PKB to fight, not focus too much on trying to split push? Which mindset do I need in this game? So let's take a look at this, alright? MMR 2500 and 3300 party. As we all know, party's the only thing that matters. That's why I'm 5k party and 4200 solo. Fuck solo queue. Hate queuing it. Don't do it. Alright, so let's take a look at this. So first of all, let's actually look at the draft and see what you pick this into, because this is not a lineup you want to pick an anti-mage into. I'd rather take, I probably would have preferred, like, I play a pretty limited pool, but in this particular case, I probably would have taken a, Medusa, I think. Riki. Anytime you're against an Enigma, it's really fucking awkward. Like, you need a hero that has, like, innate sustain. Sorry, I hear that has like innate sustain because like Midnight Pulse just destroys carries. And you got kind of lucky because we'll check out. Bloodseeker. That's hard. So you third picked it, or was that a third pick? I think it was a third pick, right? How did I miss? It literally just happened. Anti-mage. He picks a Slark. So this is kind of a little awkward to begin with. You're good against... AM's really good against Slark because you always fight on your terms. The only problem with that is that if Slark actually gets on you, he does fucking hurt a lot. And between a Bane, like Fiend's Grip, if that ever catches you when a Slark is nearby, like a Bane and a Slark are going to easily kill an anti-mage in that, I think it's 5 seconds? Yeah. I knew it was 5 or 7. 7's with the Ags. Same thing with the LC. LC is really annoying for AM because you can't build the Ags, you have to build the Lincolns, which is what you end up doing in this game, which is really smart. But yeah, it's a little awkward against these two. I might have tried to hold the pick. I don't know. It's really tough. And then they insta-lock a Bloodseeker, which makes your life suck even a little more. And then they take the Enigma for the final nail in the coffin. So, the reason why Enigma is bad is because there's nothing you can do to stop an Enigma from ruining your day. Like, if that Enigma has farm... Well, you can just speed this up now. So if an Enigma has farm and buys an Aghanim Scepter and a Refresher, or even just an Ags, if he Midnight Pulse Black Holes you, you're basically dead, and there's pretty much nothing you can do about it. Especially if he has one more hero with him. Just the Midnight Pulse with the Black Hole is going to do... Oh my god, I didn't know Black Hole was also pure damage. I could have sworn it used to be magical. But yeah, the Midnight Pulse is going to do 5.25. So if he gets a Midnight Pulse down when he does an Axel, you're getting 10.5 damage a second for 4 seconds. So that's about 42% of your HP gone just in the Black Hole duration. Like, that's Enigma doing that alone. And if he has a Refresher, you're basically dead. He can basically solo you if he has a Refresher. And if he's got Eidolons up when he hits that Black Hole, you might also be dead later on when you're slotted. Probably not. But like I said, he only needs the one more hero with any of their lockdowns. Like, with any of their lockdowns and one other hero, you're in a world of shit. So, I kind of like your Lincoln's pickup. Like, I feel like there's two ways to approach it. There's the I need to never die and rat them into the ground, or you can build to, like, annihilate them in a fight. But it's really, really hard to win that in a fight. Like, I think the easier route is what you tried to do, which is split push them. So, I think you did make the right decision. That's probably along the lines of what I would have done. I actually do some weird fucking shit. In a game like this, like, I'll put it in the video description. I had a recent game where I was in a... It's probably like a similar lineup, and I do some wonky fucking Maelstrom Lincoln's shit. It's probably retarded, but
well, there's that.
I wouldn't recommend that unless you played a ton of AM and you're super comfortable adapting on the fly. The reason I do that is because having that, like, your same estimate, having that really fast Lincoln Sphere, Yeah, I like this opening too. Having the really quick Lincoln Sphere enables you to split push like fearlessly. The caveat to that is, so when you're getting a Lincoln Sphere that early, you need to split very, very aggressively. You need to force movements because you don't have a Mantis, so you can't really fight, which is fine. But you need to force those movements. So what we're going to be looking for is when you get your Battle Fury and your, particularly after your Lincolns, are you pushing really hard? And then once you get that Lincolns, here's the thing about that. You can't die. An AM who builds a Lincolns builds it for the purpose of, I am not going to get picked off and I'm going to rat them into the ground. That's what it is. So you, like, it might be unrealistic to say you can never get picked off. Obviously, there's an Enigma, which makes life really fucking hard. Particularly if he has a blink. I don't remember if he had a blink in this game. God, why do I have 400 tabs open? I'm a bad person. Does he have a blink? Yeah, he had an 8-minute blink dagger. What a dick. So it's going to be really hard for you not to get picked off every 3 minutes. Like, that's the rough part. Because, like, you can have the best anti-mage game in the world, right? And you can be super six-slotted. But anytime you're against an Enigma, he's, like, the one hero I never want to play against when I'm, like, a super ultimate hard carry, right? And the reason for that is because when you're like a super hard carry, like, or AM's not a super hard carry, but when you're a hero like AM who can basically like 1v5 a game, right? They can justify just blowing a black hole on you. Like, he doesn't need to save that for team fights. He can just use it on you and it's totally worth it. And there's no item you can build to make you survive a Midnight Pulse black hole. There's just nothing you can do. You're just in a world of shit. It sucks. So if you're really far ahead, they can just blow that on you, and you'll probably die. Like I said, if he has +1, no Lincoln Sphere is going to save you. So getting a Lincoln Sphere doesn't necessarily save you from him, but it lets you kind of ignore Bloodseeker and a Legion, which are also really big threats to you. So I don't mind the Lincolns, just that caveat that when you buy a Lincolns, you kind of never want to die, and in this particular game, it's going to be really hard unless your team has really good vision, you're able to track that Enigma. Like it's going to be more than just having, like, an item and being ahead. Like, you need to be kind of, like, psychic with your movements. Like, you have to have, like, super good movements and, like, be able to predict the enemy team's movements really well. Because if you fail to do that, your life's going to suck. Because one of those deaths will put you, like, behind to a point where it makes your splitting really hard. So I think we can even, I mean, you said you had a good Battle Fury. We're just going to go past this. I assume you played the laning phase pretty well. Probably could have. I think, we'll go back. We'll go back to 5 minutes and we'll see what you opt to do here. I think you have. Yeah, I think you're on pace right now. Yeah, you're doing okay. I think from the looks of it, you probably missed some creeps. I think you could have had more denies. Like, I obviously I didn't watch the whole first 5 minutes, I just skipped about 4 minutes of it. But you should be able to get a lot more denies when you're doing things like that. I like the side pull. It's good. Take that one creep and be out. There you go. Good job. It cost you a lot of health, though, because you stacked that camp, which kind of sucks. That's awkward. You missed that last hit. Get that one. Get that one. Good stuff. Skill build's good. Mana Break's going to help you. Sometimes people like to justify more levels in Spell or Blink. It's not really going to matter in a game like this. Mana Break's going to help you jungle a little quicker and trade more effectively, so what you're doing is totally fine. Should be keeping an eye on him getting level 6. You already have the TP. He needs one rotation or he's just going to waste the Rupture. Which is kind of annoying, but it's really not the end of the world. So, like, one of the big things, like, this is kind of an aside from this game and not really that important right now, but it's something to keep in mind in the future. When you have a hero like a Bloodseeker, a Legion, or like a Meatbow or something, heroes that do, like, exceptionally well against anti-mage, one of the best things you can do, if you can somehow coordinate with your team, which I know you're in a 3-stack, so you have to do the Slardar and the OD, one of the things you can do is you need to... What the fuck, Parker? Sorry, so one of the things you need to do is and it's kind of risky because you can die if your team is really just not on the same page as you, is you bait them into jumping on you and committing on you, and then you kill them because it destroys the momentum. And LC, Bloodseeker, and like a Meepo are those big AM counters. Why is he fucking doing this? God damn it, just throwing off my train of thought. Oh, so you want to destroy their, like, snowballing, so you go in a position where you know they're going to go on you, and then you have your team standing nearby, and you just bait them to jump you, and then you counter kill them. You don't... So that's not really relevant because his Bloodseeker is seemingly kind of behind. He's just not even level 6 yet. So that's not really something to worry about. I think... I guess it really doesn't matter whether or not you got the... bring a health earlier. So one that's kind of annoying is when you stack this camp, it's going to cost you a lot of HP to actually finish that off. So he's level 6 now? No, he's not level 6. He's just going to get 6 and rush you immediately. That'd be funny. I'm sure that's what he'll do. He seems not too bright. Let's go back in the player perspective. So I think your goal in a game like this should probably be to get yourself as far ahead as you can. What I mean by that is, usually there's this priority in terms of creeping to kill lane creeps, and nowadays after the patch where you get 33% of denies, I think it can be worth it to hard deny for probably like the first 5 minutes in a lane you can control and just really bone the offlaner. But like once you really have... Oh, that was close. Good job. Good fucking job. Once you get to 5 minutes or so, like you still want to prioritize getting lane creeps, but you also want to mix in jungling. Like, and the goal of that is while you could keep the offlaner farther behind, I feel like you always want to play as AM. Like you want to try and get yourself as far ahead as you can. You want to slingshot yourself into that Battle Fury. You want to get that as fast as you can, because once you have your Battle Fury, you're gonna massively accelerate the rate at which you're creeping. So I feel like right now you're laning too much. Like right now, like take the denies as they're convenient, but I would focus more on. Are you doing this well? Are you stacked? No. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You're doing this well. Like you shouldn't just fight it straight up. You did it right. You attack it. You pull it back a little bit so you can take a little less damage. It was really nice that the Slaughter was there to help you out with that. Very convenient. Oh, no silence. Whammy. So, like, once again, it was good you got that stack, but so far, by my count, it's been 12 minutes and you killed 2 hard camps, basically, and you shared it with the Slardar. You really should be mixing it in earlier. Like I said, after about 5 minutes, like, I might hard deny. I can even be convinced to do it for a little longer than that if, like, it's a laner who I just really want to keep fucking. But, like, at this point in the game, so there's a couple of things. First of all, you're with a 3-stack. You need to make sure you 100% get that lane ward. You should know the Enigma has a blink by now. Alright, we'll cook them. Boom, Blink Dagger, Arcane Boots. Oh boy. Congestion. Congestion is real. So you know he has like Blink Arcane Boots or whatever. So you 100% need the lane work because you have to see those rotations. So the only way he kills you is with the smoke. So what you want to do also, particularly since you don't have that lane ward, I heard people say like hold it statically right here and farm. That's the safest. But, like, that's safe and puts you behind. The alternative is you push that creep wave super hard, constantly to the enemy tower. That way you get some chip on the tower, that way you can come back later and kill it when you know, when you have your Battle Fury and you're split pushing. It makes it easier to kill that tower as opposed to you holding it statically and never sending creeps to the tower. At this point, your support, which is a Skywrath, should probably be roaming a little more. He doesn't need to stay in your lane. He can rotate in for kills and to help or whatever, but mostly he just wants to get you that lane ward and get the fuck out and let an AM do AM things. But yeah, so I think what you really want to do more of is push the creep wave here and then farm the woods. So your creeps are inflated right now because you got a troll camp, so when you were killing it, he spawned the 2 little skeletons. He spawned 4. I feel like I saw 4 skeletons, but I wasn't paying that much attention. And he got that little camp, which also helps. But I feel like right now 110 creeps would probably be pretty reasonable. You could get more than that if you have a really free lane. This lane isn't super easy for anti-mage. Bloodseeker is a bit of a pain in the ass because he right-clicks really hard with Blood Rage, and it's hard to harass his HP down because he can just Blood Rage and heal himself up on creeps. And his mana pool is kind of low, so like you'll never really be able to kill him with like a mana void and set that up, and he can just ignore you and creep. So that's kind of annoying. But what the fuck? Oh my god, I keep losing my train of thought. This is so bad. So bad, I'm sorry. But yeah, so I think you want to push this, get more of these creeps, and you probably could have gotten your Battle Fury like a minute or two earlier. Which doesn't sound like a big deal, but that's like another probably 30 or 40 creeps you would have had. Because that Battle Fury puts you from, like, right now you can get 10 creeps a minute without a Battle Fury. You're very close right now. Not very close, but you're reasonably close. So with that, actually, let me just show you one little thing here. What you want to do is you get that troll down to 1 auto attack from death, switch to an easy creep, kill him, switch to the other creep. As the troll summons the little bros, you kill him, and then you go back, finish killing the other little creep, kill the little dudes. And that's how you maximize that camp. You can just kill the troll too. I mean, the little skeletons are like an extra like 100 gold or something. Not 100, sorry. It's only like 40 or 50 gold, I think. I think they're like 20 each. I'm not 100% on that. Plus they just change everything. It's good you see those two top. You know the Enigma. I don't know if he just used Black Hole. It looks like it. Well, I mean, now we know. I can look at the top and see it, but I didn't see it. Your team should be able to tell you that. Since he used Black Hole, you know you're safe from that. That's one of those awkward blinks. This whole engagement's really awkward for you. That guy's dead as fuck. That guy's got a DD. And there's 3 people here. So this is a very scary moment. It's like, you want to fight here. Oh. I think you could have tanked that silence and killed the Bloodseeker. I think that might have been an option. Hey, you got him anyway. That's good. It was a really well-executed fight. You get your 15-minute battle for your treads. Very, very good. Let's see what you got. I disagree with that. So, here's my rationale for getting 150 health. And you could be right in this game, because that 150 health could be the difference between you living or dying. So, when you're choosing your level 10 talent, my rationale and what I think about is that 150 health going to prevent me from dying one time? And if it does, then I get it. The 20 damage helps you farm a lot. Like, it doesn't seem that great, but if you think about how people play, like, I played Alchemist, like, a month or 2 ago, where they get, like, that phase Iron Talon Coin Blade or whatever, and they'd also get the 20 damage at level 10 instead of the 4 or 5 armor. Alchemist really needs armor, and the rationale for why pro players would get that damage is because it accelerates your farm so much. Like, having that additional damage means you're killing more creeps and you're getting more levels. So people would actually forego 4 or 5 armor on an Alchemist in favor of the 20 damage because of how it accelerates your farm. It's the same for anti-mage. That 20 damage is going to lead you to creep a significant amount quicker. If you look right now, you do a little less than 130 damage, about 125 damage. So that 20 damage is about an 18% increase in your damage output. So it's really, really good. It's also going to help you get kills when those opportunities arise. But, like, overall, 150 health is okay, but, like, the only time I get that is if I think it'll save me. Against a Bloodseeker, like I said, I can understand getting against him because Rupture kind of sucks. But more often than not, even in a game like this, I'd probably take the 20 damage. Once again, it goes to accelerating you into your future items, is really what I'm trying to think about there. So yeah, about 1545 Battle Fury, that's pretty good. One thing I'll point out there is you could have had that earlier. What you want to do, actually, I don't know if you bought it because I don't recall you being very close to death, but you can actually send yourself the broadsword. And the reason why you do that is because you can get the Claymore. God, I always reverse those. So you can get the 1200. Where the hell are you? There it is. So you can only buy this from the main shop, but you can buy the broadsword from the main shop or the side shop. So by getting the Claymore first one, you're locking down that 1400 gold versus 1200 gold, right? So if you die, you have a smaller objective to finish getting. And the other thing is that it gives you the versatility to complete it however you want. Because if, hypothetically you're near the main base, you can get it from there. If you're near the side shop, you can just pick it up in your farming rotation. Ooh. So that's like those little efficiency things that would have had you your Battle Fury maybe like 15-20 seconds earlier or something. Sometimes even if I'm near the secret shop, I'll still just use the courier to send it to me because I'm selfish as all hell. So I know you said you get the Lincolns first, but it looks like you're going to go Yasha into Lincolns. I actually really like that. That's very, very smart. The reason for that is because the Yasha actually gives you a lot of farming potential. It's what, 20 more damage, I think? 16 damage, 26 attack speed. It's very good for what it gives you. It's a very efficient item. It lets you get around the map quicker and gives you more stuff. So if you go Yasha into Lincolns, I think that's really good. A lot of times I integrate... oh yeah, I know this is going to be something we're going to talk about. I would integrate like Shred's Battle Fury, like Vlad's Yasha Boots of Travel, and then I rat people into the ground. And I also think that's something you should have considered this game. Not necessarily getting the Vlads. I like the Lincolns pickup. I think if you're getting a Lincolns, the Vlads is kind of like superfluous. Like, you don't really need both of them, because the Vlads gives you more regen and lets you do Ancients, but you're getting a huge amount of regen just from having a Lincoln, so that's fine too. I don't know who we just saw coming in. But yeah, I really like the casual Yasha pickup first. I don't know if you did that. I don't know if you did that just because you were thinking about getting a Manta, then changed your mind. I saw you just had the Yasha queued, so I imagine you actually were just thinking casual Yasha. It's very, very good. I just want to let you know that. I really approve of the 20 attack speed as well. I see a lot of people get the blink cooldown. So the 20 attack speed, when you get to a tower, is going to help you kill a tower quicker. When you get to creeps, it helps you kill creeps quicker. All the blink cooldowns let you get to those creeps a little faster and maybe split push a little better. I don't think it's really good. I like getting the 20 attack speed because it lets you build towards solo kill potential. So now that illusions get that attack speed, it's really good because now your illusions are hitting way harder. So when you jump on someone with the blink Abyssal Manta on them, I've had kills where I barely get them, and I know that difference is the 20 attack speed. Like, where I just barely, like, I'll blink Abyssal someone who has like a Shadow Blade, and I'll go on them, blink Abyssal Manta, maybe get a lucky bash, maybe not, and go for the ult, and I'll barely kill them in the fade time of their Shadow Blade, because I'll come out of the Abyssal stun, try and Shadow Blade out, and I've barely gotten kills like that. And that difference is the 20 attack speed. If I didn't have that 20 attack speed, that person gets their fade out, you know? So I like to build it towards that, you know? For level 20, I'll just talk about this right now. So we take the same rationale on level 20 and 25, where we itemize for that single kill potential. Getting 10 stats gives you 10 more damage, a little more armor, a little more tank ability, and since you're usually building a butterfly anyway, stacking evasion has diminishing returns, because once you get a butterfly, you're already encouraging MKB and Bloodthorn pickups, so you don't want to give that two things to counter. So I'd rather have 10 stats, which give me more solo kill potential, more tank ability, whatever, and don't overlap with my butterfly pickup, which is an item I probably want every single game as an anti-mage. Level 25, we get the 25 agility. Same thing, more armor, more split push, more solo pick-off potential, and we aim for that single pick-off potential. Like, when I catch someone out, they need to die, and that's what that 25 agility is going to give you. The Mana Void just lets you do that more frequently, because it kind of syncs up your Mana Void with your Abyssal, but all that means is that you can go for kills more in succession, because basically that'll put all your abilities, like your Manta, your Abyssal, and your Mana Void, on about a 25 to 30 second cooldown, as opposed to your Mana Void being at like I think it's 70 seconds. Yeah, this will be at a 70, while your Abyssal's 30 and your Manta's 30. It's Manta 30 or 35? It's one of the two. I think it's 30 second cooldown. So yeah, it just syncs that up, so it can let you get more kills in a game, but like I said, I value making sure I get that one kill. And when you're talking about carries, it matters significantly more. So I think once you get... I know you don't do this, but here's what I think your next item should be. Once you finish this Lincolns, I think you should get Boots of Travel. So you've already committed to the idea that I think, and I agree with it, that ratting is the way to approach this game. Their team is extraordinarily scary to fight in, and what that'll let you do is force the enemy to respond to you. So what it lets you do is you can push all the way up to this tower, blink into the tree line, and then blink right to basically the next tower after you bait their rotations. So it lets you play like hyper aggressively. Like you can literally just TP from tower to tower and just have them running back and forth across the map. So I like the casual Yasha. I like the Linken's pickup, but I think you need to like fully invest in that. We're not really looking at this fight too much. There could be TP potential here. I know it's scary without a Manta, but when the black hole is still up, but like it's something you could consider. Yeah, I mean the fight's over now, so you just have to commit on the rat, which is fine. We watched this at accelerated speed. You didn't really look at the fight. I'm not going to go back and watch your team's perspective. When in doubt, ratting is an okay decision. Your team went 1 for 3 and lost a tower, but you guys also got a tower in return. The trade isn't the worst. It would have been worse if you TP'd there, got nothing out of it, and even worse if you TP'd there and died. Would have been catastrophic. Your choice to rat is not a bad decision. But yeah, so since we committed, like, ratting is a really good idea here, I think the travels is the intuitive next pickup, because travels increase, like, your rat potential exponentially. You're already farming pretty well. You were under 10 creeps when you got your Battle Fury. You're a little over. You're probably about 11 or 12 right now. 11 or 12 creeps a minute, I should say. That is bold. Ooh. Missed the black hole. Beat the shit out of some people. Blink out. Good stuff. Well played fight. Got a kill, put some pressure on, and now we get a tower. So yeah, I think that's probably your biggest mistake this game is not having. I know you never get travels in the game, and I think a lot of people highly underestimate what early travels does. Like I have no problem getting double boots. Like I get my treads because they're really really great, and I get to tread swap and do whatever the fuck else I want, and whatever. Like treads are really great. I do have builds where I do forego treads in favor of an early travels on anti-mage. I do not do it frequently, though. I have no problem getting treads, a casual Yasha, and then going for the boots of travel, so I just double boot it for a while. Now that your illusions get the attack speed, too, it's excellent. Whatever. Keep the treads. They're an excellent, excellent value item in terms of what they give you. It's 10 stats of your choice, and, why are we sitting there? Oh, alright. Oh, because you wanna get your point booster, huh? Come on, man! You could have farmed the ancients in the middle of that. Coward. When you sat there waiting for like that passive gold, you could have just blinked down, farmed ancients, came back, farmed probably the hard camp, worked your way up to the secret shop, blinked forward, and farmed this. So I think you missed a little creep potential there. Not the end of the world, but anti-mage is all about efficiency. So I am gonna harp on you. You seem like you play pretty reasonably well. So I think I can hold you to a higher standard like that. I'm gonna do it. We're not looking at fights again. I think this is one problem you're having. I also do this a lot. Like I look at fights, but I don't come to a lot of them. So a lot of my teammates get mad at me. Even people I fucking stack with, they're like, "You don't come to anything." I'm like, "Yeah, fuck you, man. Blink on and kill him." Like, so you have a Linken's. Okay, let's back up. Let's back up here and analyze this situation. I'm pretty sure we just saw a huge amount of them in bottom lane, right? Do we ever get eyes on the Enigma? Because we don't see the. Okay, yeah. So we see 4 in bottom right now. We see all 4 in bottom. They're pressuring that tower. You got this dude here. Does he have a halberd already? Oh, okay, he has a halberd. Never mind. You're right. You're right. And you don't have the Manta. You made the right decision because he could pop it and duel you. But honestly, I don't think he wins the duel right now, does he? Ooh, he has a lot of damage. And a blade mill. Well, we just tested that theory, huh? Going really well. We baited it well. That sucks, man. That LC, that is a really good pickup from him. But on the bright side, that takes time to execute. So having the Manta really does help you with that. So even now that you're finishing the Manta first, I don't think I could say that's wrong. Manta's a great item on anti-mage. Even if you get Manta then travels, that's fine as well. But I definitely think you want travels to double down on the rat next. Which I think you just go into an abyssal next. I don't recall. We're watching this at way too fast of a speed. Pop the shrine. Cool. Big rat towards top. See, like let me point out this type of situation. Right now, you're in this area. This wave's getting kind of pushed in. That one's kind of pushed in. You can TP there, but it's going to take you a while to get to those waves. This is a time where it'd be very convenient to be able to just travel to a wave. You could travel to middle from here instead of sticking yourself in this fight near a tower and start pushing middle if you had travels. And you push that, pop your Manta, keep pushing that, and as your Manta is pushing that, you blink through, farm the woods, come back down, take care of bottom lane. And by that point, your Manta should be back up, so if the LC does go on you, there's a good chance that when she blinks on you, tries to help or pop your Lincolns and then ult you, that's a huge amount of time it takes her to execute all of that, so you should have time to Manta and then probably kill her. We are going for the Basher, though. But like you said, you want to wrap, but I feel like you are showing up to like a large amount of fights. We still haven't died yet. I think this is one of those games where you're going to feel like you're pretty far ahead, and by all rights you are. You're probably, what, 8k up? 3. Oh, he's got a lot of kills, doesn't he? Yeah, he's 12 and 1. That's a pain in the ass. I was thinking when I saw his eyes, I'm like, that's really farmed. You should be able to kill him here, I think. Ugh. 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 That's horrible. He's really far ahead, though. Yeah. I don't know why anyone doesn't get the EXP gain on this hero. I hate EXP talents, but on him it's too damn good, because your level 40 is so fucking good on him. Or level 40. Your level 25 that gives you 40 damage is too good to forego. But yeah, I think right now we're putting a little too much emphasis in farming jungle creeps. So you TP'd there, and did you walk? You probably blinked to that medium camp. I think you just go straight north from there, and you just start pushing the lane. Jungle creeps are pretty worthless in the current patch, and there's definitely a tendency to overemphasize them. So you want to prioritize pushing lane creeps, keeping lanes pushed, and in the interim, in between getting lane creeps, there will be opportunities for you to get jungle creeps, right? And so in those opportunities for you to get those jungle creeps, you do it. But your focus should always be on lane creeps, because lane creeps are exceptionally more valuable than jungle creeps. Should be careful right here. No, we see the Enigma, so we're good. We can back up here, get the lane pushed. Picked off a Bloodseeker, that's a good pick. Yeah, the Enigma's items are really fucking annoying and kind of smart. It actually would have been gayer if he got, like, he should always be black holing you, so he doesn't need this. I don't know why he's buying the Lincolns. Like, it prevents him from getting mana voided to stop his ult, but he should always be trying to ult you. So what does it matter if he gets mana voided and his ult gets stopped? Plus, it's like your ult gets stopped and like your mana void gets wasted on stopping an Enigma ult instead of getting a huge ultimate like that wins the team fight. His itemization's kind of poor. An Ags would be a way scarier thing. So we get the Abyssal, and the problem with that I kind of have is the Abyssal makes you want to get solo pickoffs. Like, that's the whole purpose of it, is doing extreme pressure and getting solo pickoffs. There is not a lot of people you can easily pick off. If you find the Enigma, you might be able to pick him. You can kill the Bloodseeker. You can kill a Bane, but he shouldn't be showing too frequently. Killing the Slark is very hard. Killing the LC is kind of hard. Actually, I think you can kill any of them. I'm going to restate that. I think it's just very risky for you to go for those kills because of all the counterplay they have on you. Here, I think you just pop your mat and push the lane. Okay. You see the black hole. Going? This is rough. Yeah, so here's my issue with this right here. So you kind of go for this. I would just pop my Manta and then start jumping north. The problem with that, which in this case would have been a blessing for you, once I pop my Manta and I send those forward to push the lane, that means I can't actually fight here. I just use my illusions to farm and then go back. And that fight happened to break out right in the moment where I would have Manta'd blinked north. Well, like, north-left, which is northeast. Wait, west. Wow. So, he hits his two-man black hole. You're waiting for your opportunity to go. But this is scary as shit, because that guy has a ton of damage. So, like, anytime they get on you is going to be pretty scary. And this Slark does the right play, I think. Yeah, so he sees you guys up there. He wraps to look for it, jumps you. You try and turn on him. You get one lucky bash and you're fucking dead because they put out so much damage. And this is where you should actually feel like You're like you shouldn't have felt comfortable up to this point, and now you should feel extremely uncomfortable because you're in a situation like these are the nightmare anti-mage games. The reason for that is they have a lot of counters. Your team fell far behind. Their counters to you have gotten really far ahead, and you just died, right? Because like we said, we bought a Lincolns, and our purpose in the Lincolns is to never die, and then you died. So when you're dead, they're going to be able to push this. They'll probably take a racks here. I can't see anything stopping them from taking one, maybe even two racks here. I guess they probably take two and then can't get the bottom, unless you have buyback, which you do. So you might be forced to expend a buyback here, which is pretty rough as well. Yeah, and he has an Aegis, so it's almost like the thing. It doesn't even make sense to buy back now. You can't 1v anything their team. They're just so strong. Maybe if you saw a good mana void target. I don't think any of them are that. Yeah, you just have to stand here and just fucking take it. Or you can just hope that the LC is fucking retarded. You just... This is good, actually. Oh, this is big. Big fights. Get back in there. Alright, pop the shrine. Pop the manta. Turn on him. Turn on him. Give him the dick. Oh, boy. Fuck, dude. What a raid boss. Shit was hard. And the worst part about that is you were on basically buyback gold for, I think, most of that. Actually, maybe not. You were pretty close to respawning. And I'm watching accelerated rate. So, yeah, I mean, you were at 2,200. You bought back. Now you're at 1,300. You didn't come anywhere close to making your gold back. Maybe you put your team in a little better position, but you're down 11k. Iraq's, and one set of racks exposed, one set down. It's pretty rough. Like right now, I think, like you look at a game like this and you're like, what can I do to win? Like here, I'd be panicking and I'd say, what is going to be the item that wins me the game? And I think you get a butterfly. That'll probably help you. The problem, one of the issues is you have a Lincoln Sphere, which is your optional like 6 slot, right? Because when you play like anti-mage, you have your Abyssal, your Butterfly, your Manta, your Battle Fury, and your Boots, which is 5 slots that are core. Then you have your 1 Flex slot, which usually is going to be an MKB. In a game like this, obviously Lincoln's is fine. Ags can be good sometimes. I could see an argument for a Daedalus and a Bloodthorn and an AC. All are very, very good. But since you already put the Lincolns in that slot, you can't get an MKB to counter this asshole's Halberd, which sucks. Do they have any more evasion? I think he has an evasion talent. He doesn't, I'm a liar. He definitely doesn't. He doesn't. Does she? No, but she's got the Halberd. So yeah, it's going to be really annoying for you to kill her because she has that stupid Halberd and AC, and it's super tanky and does so much fucking damage. It's a real problem. So a Butterfly would help you in survivability. I think you surviving is more important than your ability to kill an LC, right? Because you saw, like, just you living here, your team was able to surround, kite, and bully that LC. And even though she killed someone, she lost her life for it. So I think you want to prioritize just living, and a B-Fly is what's going to do that. It's going to help you against a Slark, who doesn't really want to build an MKB, but he can. Bloodseeker can, but it's kind of awkward for him. Plus, he's pretty underfarmed. He's like comparably pretty poor. LC can build one. That means like if she gets an MKB, she has to drop her Blade Mail, and just getting her to drop her Blade Mail makes you man fighting her way fucking easier. So I'll take that. I'll take that trade probably. Because Blade Mail just means that all the damage you do to her goes back to you, so she just doubles down on you murder yourself just like she's gonna murder you. So it's really bad. So getting her to swap out a Blade Mail for an MKB, I'd be totally cool with that. Seems like a fair trade in my book. She could also get rid of her Halberd for either an MKB or I think her alternative would probably be a that'd be awkward. I was gonna say a Bloodthorn in place of that. Which means she's dropping her evasion. I don't think it's worth getting rid of the Halberd. It's too damn good considering your itemization, and that she's never gonna that you can't build an MKB. So I think it gives her too much EHP to drop. I think her only item she could drop is a Blade Mail. Yeah. So she gets rid of the Blade Mail for an MKB. Could be a Bloodthorn, but I think the MKB is just easier, cheaper, and why the fuck not? So we have a butterfly that might help you, but you still have midnight pulse, black hole problems, and enormous amounts of lockdown. So if you're locked down for 15 seconds, I don't care what your evasion is, you're fucking dead. Against this team, it doesn't matter. So, what, like, if we think butterfly's not going to help, finishing a full Abyssal's not going to help, what is my option here, right? Because that sounds pretty doom and gloom. And once again, I go back and look at this, like you shouldn't feel comfortable fighting right now. You shouldn't have felt comfortable for fighting for probably the last 15 minutes. This game is rough. Which I think anytime you don't feel comfortable fighting, the option is boots of travel. Because, like I said, the reason I gave for getting travels earlier when you don't want to fight is it lets you rat them into the ground. And it makes them have to constantly react to you. Like, they would have to... The LC would probably have to sell his phase, buy boots of travel. The Bloodseeker would probably have to do the same thing. But, like, you rat so fucking hard as an anti-mage that, like, even 2 or 3 of their heroes with the boots of travel, it would make your ratting annoying because you'd constantly just have to be running around. But they're running around to deal with you. You could tie up 2 or 3 heroes just trying to split push the lanes that you're pushing. Yeah, so you could tie up like 3 heroes just ratting as an anti-mage, even if all 3 of those heroes have boots of travel. Because like none of them wave clear particularly well. I guess they don't clear like an anti-mage does, but I guess Slark, Bloodseeker, and LC all have decent wave clear mechanisms. They can't they get them pretty low and they have to one-shot each creep, while you just like 4-shot a whole creep wave. So they're like a little slower than you. Well, no, they're a lot slower than you at clearing that out. And since you have a Lincoln's regen and you have Battle Fury regen, you can aggressively just spam that Manta to push lanes even farther. And you can like try and fuck with them too. Like you use your Manta, send one illusion, let's say you're like over here, you use your Manta, you keep sending one illusion up and right here, see if you're getting a waste of fucking reps, you're just pissing the fuck off. Make them think twice when, the time they actually go to pick you off, make them think twice whether or not it's actually you, because like, you've made them waste spells on illusions so much. Because like, you can't take the risk, like, if we hesitate to go on that anti-mage and we don't use our spells properly, like, he's just gonna like blink out, right? And then once you blink, they're not going to catch you. It's going to be very hard for them to catch you. So they need to, like, either... If they don't know it's an illusion at first, they need to act like it's the real hero. So that's why you should pretty much... If you're doing split pushing, you need to always split up your illusions to try and bait out those spells. Yeah, so the boots of travel, once again, are still the pickup here. I think they've been the pickup for a while. But it's one of those things where... So... Just to drive this home, so I think the litmus test for this is, do I feel comfortable fighting? Is there a situation where I'm going to feel very comfortable fighting? And if the answer to that is no, then you buy boots of travel. Like, is having an Abyssal going to make me feel super comfortable fighting? I think in this game the answer is no. So what's the point of getting an Abyssal? It's not going to make you feel good inside. It doesn't even help you really rat too much, because it's kind of like it's like a pick-off item. It's not really... It doesn't really let you push hard anymore, like old Abyssal that used to give like 100 damage. Like, Abyssal used to be a great item for anti-mage, because 100 damage meant you get pick-off potential, and you get to push buildings way fucking harder. But like now it's just like... It's meh for that purpose. Like, I would have been cool with you getting Travel's Butterfly, and I don't say that often. I think Abyssal's an incredible item, and I think it's still going to have to be your last item. Yeah, maybe you could have skipped Abyssal and gotten an MKB. Nah, your team doesn't have CC. You need a fucking Abyssal. Yeah, no, I'll take that entirely back. You'd still get the Abyssal as the last item. MKB is not a sub for it. But yeah, like, there's a lot of points in this game where I think you should have been uncomfortable and thought, the way I get in this is rat. Like, you even said it in your post. Like, the thing, like, I felt I should rat this game, but you never got the travels. And that's what I think is going to be your demise. So we're gonna accelerate this. The game doesn't last much longer. We got another 15 minutes. It's basically just going to be... What, like, you dying without buyback or something? I think you only ended the game with 2 deaths, or you're just gonna die back. It's one of the two. Like, your team is so weak right now. That's the other problem. Your team has no, like, heals. So as a side, like, while we're just waiting for this game to more or less wind down, I don't actually really think there's even much to see, so maybe we'll just end it after I talk about this for a bit. When I see a lineup like this, and I have to carry, like, this is like a cancer carry fucking lineup. It's like, what do I get that makes this make sense, right? And the answer, I think, is playing... Nice fucking kill. Good, fuck that guy. Fuck that LC even more, though. Um, the answer is that you have to take a hero that has some form of built-in regen. So like an alchemist is good. Medusa's kind of similar because like pure damage, like what Enigma does with a midnight pulse, gets reduced by her spell shield, so she's only taking less than like half the damage from it. So she does pretty well against it. So you just want to think of heroes that have built-in regen. Let me look at your hero pool real quick. We'll see. We'll see if there was an option here. Once again, I still have a million tabs open. Sterkelee AM, Jug, PA, Necro. Yeah, you don't have heroes that qualify as that really. Like I play like Anti-Mage and Doom and stuff. I probably would have played Medusa. Like in my limited hero pool, it's Medusa AM, or I guess I could even carry a Doom, which I don't think is really that bad. Carry Doom with like a Radiance is pretty fucking good. Yeah, so like we have the Abyssal now, but it doesn't solve any of our problems right now. And our yeah, so right now you'd also your Boots of Travel would already be up, and now they're not up, so you're just gonna get megged right now. Yeah, this sucks. Like I've been in this situation. You like. If we back up, I think I know what happened here. You misjudged their movement, TP'd somewhere, and started splitting, and there's no way for you to get back. Let's see. No, maybe not. Oh, maybe you fucked up and didn't realize. You see one pushing behind, you see him taking your shrine. It's just a brown, it's just a Bloodseeker. I probably wouldn't think they're coming here. You blink forward. The LC walks up. This sucks. This sucks. You like you start running back now, you're not gonna get there until that Rax is down, right? I think you have to run back. Like there's no way you do anything really significant here, right? Come close to killing him. Yeah, but you get megged for it. That's an yeah. So that's an interesting way to lose. Very unfortunate. We've all been there. TP. That's annoying. Yeah, your game just ends here, right? Uh-oh. We're gonna die here, aren't we? Yeah, we are. So... and this game's basically over at this point. That's brutal. Yo! Where the fuck? Oh, Elsie's just dead this whole time. Should buy that? She does, and she said, Jesus. Yeah, she liked all of her items a lot, huh? Cool. So let's go back and like just talk about a couple of things. Just rehash a few points, and we'll give the cliff notes on this, alright? So, it's kind of funny. I think they kind of came full circle. Like, the exact reason why you kind of lost. I mean, obviously, like, god damn it. Whatever. So, like, more factors change in the game. It's like a butterfly effect, right? Just having Boots of Travel earlier, you probably wouldn't have even been in that position because the whole world changes. But yeah, so to rehash, I think you should have tried farming more aggressively in the lane and denying a little less. Like, you stood in the lane a little too much. I think you only killed in the first 10 minutes. You killed a stack here with the Slardar, so you kind of split that a bit. And I think you killed one easy camp. I think you could have started mixing that in a lot earlier. Maybe gotten yourself a little bit earlier of a Battle Fury. Because I think, well, this game seems like a blowout. I think there are things you could have done to improve it. Don't get me wrong. This is like one of the hardest games you'll ever play as an anti-mage. Because you have a lot of heroes that make your life extremely difficult, and there's no item that fixes it. There's no combination of items that fix it. There's only things that will mitigate your problems, right? So with that in mind, like I said, I think when you look at the game, you had the right assessment of what you need to do, which was rat to victory. You just didn't execute it quite right. Like, you need to consider incorporating those really early Boots of Travel. Whether that means there are situations where you can get ground boots, Battle Fury than some sort of travels. I don't really like it. I'd rather just get Treads, Battle Fury, probably a Yasha, and then go right for my booties of travel. It's really, really good. The only thing that would actually make this worse is if that Slark was a Meepo. I think that's the only thing I could think that would make this lineup more cancerous to play. That's really it. I'd probably just leave the game immediately. Like, it's not worth the heartache. But yes, so that, a little thing in the mid game is I think you spent too much time farming creep, like jungle, when the lane is much more valuable. And the lane is much more valuable from like a few standpoints, okay? So one, the lane actually physically, you should have man avoided that guy before the bash ended, just for the damage. So like you come here, you turn on him. If you ult him right now, you probably killed him there. Like, you wouldn't have killed him. I think you would have had him about 100 or 200 HP, and then you could have just blinked after him and finished him off. This is really annoying, this continue button's here, because I want to click it, but it's going to leave me out of the game. I don't like looking at the score screen when talking. God, he's so poor. But yeah, so anytime, like, what you want to ask yourself in a game like that is you pose the question, do I feel comfortable fighting? And when the answer is no, that means you buy boots of travel. And then you try and avoid fighting and forcing the enemy to dance around you the whole time. And maybe you set yourself up for a pick-off, maybe they're really out of position, don't have TPs, you get a full Rax, who knows? Or get a tier 3. And once you get that tier 3, getting your first tier 3 tower on AM is actually huge, particularly in a game like this. Shrines are fucking gay, okay? So when the enemy has shrines, like, you can be splitting, like, really hard, and they can just TP behind you. Like, I can go up to here, and they can TP one person in the tower, and maybe TP the Enigma to the shrine, and then they'll just, like, they'll surround me, and you die. So like, if you're able to rat them, take away one of the tier 3 towers. I don't know why this game says it lasts for like 10 minutes longer. Like, it has to end. It ends soon. Yeah, I don't know. I've got like 10 more minutes on this, so I didn't actually think your game ended yet. But yeah. So once you're able to rat and get that one tier 3 tower, and then you're able to get rid of their shrines, that makes your ratting way scarier because it removes the angles they have to approach you from. So if I see like 3 people in my woods and I'm pushing top lane and their shrine's dead, I know they're not going to be able to come from behind me in any reasonable amount of time. So I only have to be aware of what's going on here and being aware of like those movements, right? So it lets you play a lot more aggressively. So yeah, TLDR, I don't think this was an anti-mage game. I think you can force it, but just know it's an uphill struggle. And when your team falls behind like they did horribly, it is very hard for an AM to solo carry back into this game. They have way too many tools to deal with you. Even though they never really used the black hole on you, like, you saw how the fear of the black hole played into this fight, right? Like, you couldn't jump in and help your team because your whole team's black hole. If that's an RP, you can, he gets the RP, you blink in, and you can still fight and distract the enemy, maybe save your team, maybe get a kill, whatever. There's options, but like, because it's a black hole, because it's a midnight pulse, like, you just stood here and waited, and that gave that Slark the 5-6 seconds. He wrapped around up here, killed the Skyrat who was standing next to you. The whole world just went to shit. That's the moment where that game became near impossible to win. Still, travels might have been able to allow you to rat back into it, but it's still an uphill battle. So anyway, we're kind of beating a dead horse. Here. We kind of said all we needed to say. I think a game like this, the answer is faster boots of travel, rat them into the ground, and just do what you can. Particularly once your team falls behind, there's no way for you to get into this game by trying to fight with your team. The enemy is too scary of a team. Like, you guys just don't have anything that, like, you guys don't have any, like, oh, we hit this and we win the game, right? Like, there's no RP, there's no black hole, there's no sick double ravage. It's just, like, Ricky Smoke. It's like, okay, if the OD manages to hit someone for 7 seconds straight in the fight without getting killed, and then gets an ult on all 5 of them, we might win the fight? Like, that is your only game-changing ultimate. So besides that, it's just outplaying. But alright, so yeah, we'll leave it at that. I think you played pretty damn well for a lot of the game. I think you had laning inefficiencies that slowed your progression into the mid-game. I think, as we talked about, your itemization was a little... I think you should have considered the faster travels, which some people will criticize you for, but, like, when you win the game, they're not going to be criticizing you, right? Well, that's not really true. I've been criticizing games I've won, so whatever. I mean, I was criticizing the game as like an 18-4 anti-mage. Yeah, an uphill game where we're at a 20k deficit and we won. They're like, oh, you're shit. I'm like, okay, whatever. But yeah, you don't worry about what other people think. You worry about what you need to do to win a game. So getting those early travels, running around double booting it for a while, do what needs to be done. Yep. Once again, running around circles. So we're gonna end it here. Finally hit that continue button that's been haunting me this whole time. And I wish you the best of luck. And I hope you found the video helpful. And I hope you want to make sure you're asking yourself those questions in game and thinking about what you need to do to win that game, right? And you're not just like mindlessly building in a certain order. Like, I know you put some thought into it. Like, you had the casual Yasha, which I thought was really cool. You don't see a lot of people acknowledging like how good that is as an interim item, particularly when you want to build the Manta anyway. That was really cool. Using that to then go into the Lincolns, I think was smart. And a lot of people just don't like a lot of people just wouldn't consider the early travels, which is why I really wanted to hammer that home. But overall, you had pretty decent farming patterns, just some lane inefficiency, mid-game kind of questionable farm priority, and then while you said you didn't want to show up to fights, I think you actually did show up to more fights than you probably should have. And that one at the bottom where your TP was on cooldown, all of a sudden they're in your base, killing your last set of racks, that just kind of sucks. And I've had that happen where I TP out of, I literally, I don't think the enemy's approaching me, I TP out, and then all of a sudden they're just surrounding our tower. I'm like, oh fuck, like that, I fucked up moment. And since I use Boots of Travel, I'm always halfway, I'm already on the other side of the map when I do shit like that. So I've definitely lost games like that. That's a shitty way to lose, but you know, you learn with every game. So I hope that helped. Feel free to ask any more questions if you have any in the future. I'm going on vacation for 6 days, so I will not be making another video until I am back.